everyone. Today we have such a nice subject. Hi, Beth.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's sunny and warm here.
It's dreary and cold here, rainy.
Okay, I envy you.
I envy you.
So today we will talk about vanilla. Of course, it's such a huge domain. Vanilla fragrances, they can be anything, but we have several that we like and we'll share with you. What have you prepared?
I pulled a whole bunch from my cabinet because it was difficult for me to I feel like everything I like has vanilla in it, but I wanted to try to go for things that were more vanilla dominant, but also had a twist of something interesting that just weren't straight up vanilla, mostly vanilla, but a little bit of something extra. So this little guy right here, this is Jeffrey Dame.
From Arizona.
Yes, it's vanilla farfelu, which means I think crazy.
Great perfumes, by the way.
Wacky vanilla. And he does. Price is right. I think this retails for like 38 USD. It reminds me of my mother because growing up, she used to wear Windsong and Lady Stetson. And it smells like those sort of, like it's got the sparkling aldehydes in it. It's got a hefty dose of vanilla, but it's not super sweet. And it's not like a Play-Doh. It's very comforting. And I feel like it would attract a lot of people, but it's sort of retro and vintage in that sort of aldehyde way, but it's not. It's modern.
When you mentioned Stetson, I'm very intrigued because I love the Stetson, the original, for men.
Yeah.
It's so great. And I use it regularly.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. When you use masculine perfume, especially with all these advertisements, so attractive, you feel like you are protected.
Yeah,
you feel assertive. Not yourself, but you have a company. I don't know. I feel that way when I'm wearing masculine fragrances. But Lady Stetson, I haven't heard because I didn't grow up here. Mm-hmm. So this is the one I will try to find then.
You can buy it at Walmart and they come in like little bottles. For a long time around Christmas, they had tiny bottles they would sell us like stocking stuffers in a bin. And it's very inexpensive. And I think it's been out since like the late 80s, early 90s. So it's kind of got that era in it.
You can still find it, maybe online.
Yeah, I would look online. They might have it. I haven't checked recently. The latest I looked was a year ago when I was trying to get another bottle for my mom. For Christmas. What have you got?
Oh, I have several things that I really like. So one of them is Lolita Land.
Look at the bottle. I just want it for the bottle.
Bottle is great. The juice gets darker with time, and sometimes you even get it already dark. It is advertised like a very pale, like pinkish juice. But so it's not. And this one, it's just straight up vanilla with some
a little peach.
Yeah, because it's a Bellini cocktail is behind as an inspiration. But for me, it's peach. When you think about that cocktail, you get it. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's also very soapy. It's like you drink it in a bubble bath. Very strong. Mm-hmm. Very radiant, very distinct. So whenever I smell it, I know that it's this fragrance. And it also has some childish vibe about it, some innocence. Mm-hmm. So it's not like Bellini alcoholic stuff. No, it's a very cute one. You shouldn't put too much because it's gonna suffocate you instantly. Very strong.
You've used like half that bottle.
It's not me.
That's your kids. Your kids.
That's why I smell it constantly and I know that fragrance so well. Another one, actually, really quick. This is Vanilla Planifolia by Chloe, their exclusive line. It's amazing. This is vanilla I really like and use. It's very quiet. It doesn't have like a huge projection and it's very soft. I wrote about it in my article. It's a floral vanilla. Vanilla flower was the inspiration for this perfume. And it's created by Quentin Bish, my favorite perfumer at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And he creates those elegant, soft, multi-layered and very chic perfumes. It has so many different layers, like green one, and you sense that vine. I have it. I tried to grow vanilla in our climate with not much success, but so I can imagine that flower on the vine. Very floral, and that floralcy is very fleshy, substantial, but not heavy. It is vanilla. You get that confectionery little thing but not too much. So it's gourmand, but gentle.
Oh my gosh, you're making me want.
Yes.
I don't know how far I'll have to go to try that because I'm pretty sure it's not in St.
It's
Louis.
constantly sold out, but it's also very specific. Sometimes, for example, so younger generation kids, they smell it, and if I don't advertise it that much, like it's this and that, because when I start talking, when I start selling it to them, they're, oh yeah, it's good. But if they smell it without any talk from my side, they would say, yeah, too interesting for their liking, but it's really good. So try. It also reminds me a little bit of melted ice cream.
Oh, old.
At least it's something different, because with vanilla, what else can you do? Niche houses, they try to do darker, alcoholic tobacco and smoky vanilla, just to get as far as they can from that confectionery stuff, because confection is so common. I love it, actually. Just plain gourmand vanilla.
It has a place. It definitely does. And it's my all-time favorite note. I love it.
Yeah. So do you have something like that, like vanilla to enjoy without any tricks?
This is an absolute gourmand vanilla. It's a little vial that another Fragrantica forum member, I did a swap because she had a couple of those Kayali, the vanilla 28 and the vanilla cocoa. And so we did a sample swap and she sent me this. I don't have the full bottle. It's always sold out. It's on the Sephora website and on the Kayali website as well, but it might be the perfect vanilla. I hate saying that, but...
Fine. We have many perfect vanillas. When you smell it, you like it, it's your perfect at the moment.
It's on my Christmas list. I actually sent it to my parents and said, if you see it for sale, grab it because it's not going to be there very long. I can't get it anywhere.
So it smells like foodie vanilla.
Not like vanilla extract because that's very like alcohol and it's not super sweet. This has the sweet note and it's kind of tempered by gentle amber or maybe tonka or something. It's just smooth. And it's so good. And I want a bottle of it.
I remember you wrote about it and you even chose that fragrance for the best of 2019, I guess. From Sephora, Brazilian brand.
Oh, that was Sol de Janeiro, Rosa 62. Yeah, it's got vanilla in it. That's the thing that I struggle with. It's mostly caramel and like sandalwood.
And juicy, fruity something. Maybe because they have so many fruits.
It's more nutty, like at the top. Nutty. Like it's a pistachio and then it flows into like a caramel, vanilla, and then there's like a sandalwoody musk kind of. I love it, but I didn't choose it for this because to me it's more caramel, sandalwood. It's not like a vanilla dominant thing. I don't know. I had a couple others that I thought of when we were talking about vanilla. I was like, yeah, I think I need to talk about that instead.
Our team was in Florence. We all were captivated by their report about Maison Tahiti, their chocolate collection that is coming. And it will be in Lucky Scent, by the way. They already have the vanilla collection. I have this vanilla bottle. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Maybe you can help. Vanilla Squared.
Yeah, Vanilla Squared.
So it's because I didn't do math in school here. Vanilla Squared by Maison Tahiti. The whole collection, I guess it's 5 fragrances. And it's vanilla. You will not get your usual confectionery like kitchen vanilla in any of them. They are all weird. Interesting. For me, personally, a little bit too much far from vanilla. But for somebody, it would be an advantage because, for example, this one, Vanilla Squared, is tobacco, liquor, strong perfume.
Is it wearable?
For me, it's too strong, and it reminds me of these fragrances for tobacco and for vapes. And that's why I don't like it.
Okay. Maybe there's
I'm sorry to give you such an association.
I've been wanting to try that brand a lot because I like vanilla.
It is certainly worth trying because it's interesting. It's vanilla. It's very unusual vanilla. So every fragrance, it has some ylang or tobacco or a lot of smoke. So it's best to order sample set and just to explore. And I believe that Lucky Scent have them. I mean, the set. And bottles are really cool.
They are cool. I like that.
They are different from the rest. I don't think that they have smaller ones. So it's 100 ml.
Have you tried the others in the line?
I did. I had samples, but I can't say that I was kept. I mean, it wasn't my stuff. If you want some weird, unusual vanilla, so this is the one that I like. Go in. little far from vanilla itself. I know that you you have it. This is Sylvain de la Court Vanilla Collection. She has 3 collections, Orange Blossom, Musks, and Vanilla. And my favorite is Orange Blossom, but Vanilla is also very, I would say, interesting and even beautiful. But since, again, it's my personal impression, when you get a set of vanilla scents, you want to find vanilla, right? These vanilla fragrances are not straight vanilla. They are little this, little that. They're very complex. And if they were not in that vanilla set, I would consider them differently. I'm confused. And I don't know, when I smell all of them, I don't know what to choose in the end. So I just end up with this set, not moving forward.
She does a great job with those little sampler sets and marketing them and everything, because it's a great deal.
Try Orange Blossom. You're going to love it.
I was going to bring up this one. This is Lalique Les Parfum. There's the name. And I recommend this a lot in the forum.
It's so dark.
I think it's gotten a little darker, but this is one that I recommend a lot, not because I wear it so much, but somebody's always asking in the forum, what's a unique, not so sweet vanilla? And so I recommend this one a lot because it's got bay leaf in it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And it's definitely vanilla, and it's a little powdery too, but that bay leaf just gives it a sort of, I'm not going to say like spice cabinet or fruity feel, but it's definitely noticeable. It's not sharp, it's smooth, but it still kind of punches a little bit. And I really like that one. It can read as a little masculine, but it's not a masculine.
Almonds in that. I do a bit because they have, I guess, heliotrope there and also tonka beans, and they give usually, it very much depends on proportion, how much and the quality of tonka beans, because they have that nutty, fruity cherry liquor.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that. Now it's coming.
Interesting.
Bay leaf is prominent to me.
I didn't think about bay leaf smelling it. Now I will.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's got that kind of aromatic.
It lifts it up, right?
It's not much when you kind of sniff it in the bottle. It's kind of like, okay, but I feel like I really get it when it's coming in the steam of a pot, when I've put it in a soup or something.
That's my only spice from my childhood. We didn't use many spices, but bay leaf always. I'd like to share this candle that I bought, I guess, 3 years ago, and so still burn it when it's cold outside. It's Veluspa. I think I wrote about it. Bourbon vanilla Bourbon. And this is, it sounds simple, right? It smells so simple as well, but very pleasant, not strong. And it reminds me of a certain cereal from my childhood. It's very nutritious. Quiet, nutritious, like
nostalgic.
Warm, happy house.
Is it milky?
Milky, but not that kind of milk that goes bad when it meets some aromatic, especially stuff. No, it's just like a hug. So wonderful. And it's Veluspa, so you can find it anywhere.
Yeah, I've never...
Usually their candles are strong, and I like candles by Nikolai, certain ones. But this one is just the one that I usually take when it's cold outside. And I like to burn candles outside, actually. If you live in a warm climate and you do something outside, like, I don't know, working on computer, and you put candle by your side in the open air, and you smell the candle, and at the same time it doesn't bother you. So that's my combination.
I don't have a candle one with vanilla. I've got like pepperminty from Bath and Body Works, but nothing. This
one you can find in Anthropology, and I guess anywhere, because Veluspa is very well distributed.
I have to look at, probably a department store like Dillard's or Macy's or something. I just, in the past month or so, I've been really craving kind of spicy, ambery stuff. Of course, vanilla goes hand in hand with a lot of that stuff. I read on one of my articles, I can't remember which one, but somebody recommended a natural perfume brand called Gather Perfume. And so I was like, I perked my ears up because I hadn't heard of them. I went to her website, cap is on, and it was sitting here and I could smell it. It is powerful stuff. It's called Shakti, and it has, I think, like a vanilla CO2 or a vanilla tincture that Ananda Wilson is the perfumer, and she does that herself. I got a sample dabber bottle of this stuff. This is like a spray bottle now. But I got the original dabber bottle and I put a small dot on my arm and in the living room. And my daughter came home probably 25, 30 feet away and walked in the door and went, Mom, are you perfume testing again? What is that? I'm like, well, it's this new scent. She goes, I can smell it coming in the door. It is huge. It's not just vanilla, but I mention it because it's got natural vanilla in it. It's very unisex.
So it's not sweet.
There's a sweetness to it, but no, it's not sweet. It's juicy, spicy, and then right now, because it's got like blood orange and I think ylang ylang, smoky and spicy and juicy. It's huge. It's just bombastic. And I would say, in my opinion, it must be the perfect unisex. Anybody could wear this, but one spray only, because it is massive. It wears forever too, all day long, and on my clothes I think I've smelled it 2 or 3 days later. That's amazing for a natural.
Actually, I dare you to try another natural vanilla, and very interesting. It is Vanilla Smoke by Afterlife. It was created several years ago, but I hope it's still on sale.
Mandy
Yes.
Apple.
Smoky vanilla. So it's really how it says, vanilla smoke. A lot of smoke, and when I put it on, I think about autumn leaves, those fallen dry leaves on the ground. It's not too sweet. It's very cozy. I think about woolen things, about cold weather, about coziness, and that smoke that you smell outside in fall because of, fireplaces. It's very, very cozy, interesting vanilla.
I kind of like natural stuff. I mean, I like everything. I'm just insatiably curious about
I don't care about natural stuff, actually. I mean, as natural. It's interesting to think about natural stuff put in a fragrance with all other things. For example, vanilla, especially if it comes from some curious place that is a unique crop of ylang ylang or vanilla, like Paris Monte Carlo. So I don't have the exact bottle of his vanilla.
Is that the Vanilla di Tahiti?
Yeah, you do. Yes. This one is very unique vanilla. It's said that it's not from Bourbon, like from Reunion Island, because the major producer of Bourbon vanilla, and it's Bourbon because of the name of the island, the former one. It comes from Tahiti island in Pacific, and they have a different species of vanilla that is more floral. When I smell that fragrance, I can imagine that different smell of vanilla. I didn't have a chance to compare, but I smell in that fragrance that little fermented, juicy, more floral vanilla, less confectionery.
I get a lot of the ylang.
It's like crystallized.
It's not super sweet. It's like your skin, but better, kind of. Kind of woodiness to it under there. It's a really good one. That's funny you talked about the different types of vanilla, because several years ago, before the subsequent crop failures of the vanilla worldwide that made the bean prices go crazy sky high, I used to buy vanilla beans from this website called Beanilla. They had all different varieties. They had Tahiti, they had Madagascar, they had Mexican. At one time, I bought a sampler pack of all of them because I was making my own vanilla extract. So I got a bunch of bottles of vodka, and I cut the beans down the middle and put them in, and then I let them cure. And you can tell the difference. It's been many years and I don't remember, but they have a subtle different profile. I can't remember which one I like the best anymore
this
either.
Is so nice.
It's very interesting.
I like to fragrant my house and a kitchen with different, even when you cook. And vanilla is a good one to experiment.
Yeah, cinnamon sticks too. We need to do another podcast about cinnamon. I'm craving that stuff lately.
Absolutely. Zoran just prepared a soup with pumpkin and he put cinnamon in it.
Oh, we can kind of bring out that pumpkin-y flavor, I guess.
Talking about weird, interesting vanilla. I know that it's not vanilla, but it is. It's Tom Ford Noir Extreme.
I have the female version, but I prefer the men's version, actually.
The one for women, it's fruitier, it's more floral, and it loses that smokiness and that kulfi dessert. It somehow smells a little bit of rice to me.
I can see that. There's something
also nutritious.
I
love this fragrance.
Nutritious. I love that word. There's something in it that kind of sticks in the back of my throat. I really, really like it, but The men's, I feel, is just so much better. And
it's not sticky. It's just very cozy. I spray it, and I spray my husband, and I like, ooh, so good.
One of my very favorites.
Serge Lutens, Un Bois Vanille. I can't say that it's my favorite, but it's the one that doesn't bother you when you want vanilla, but you don't want too much and you don't want too sweet. Just something to smell on a very short distance. It's very close to skin, at least that was my experience. It's usually not the case with Serge Lutens fragrances, but this one is very close to skin. Woody, little smoky, so it's really wood, as it said, on Bois Vanille.
Is that the one with the coconut in it? I feel like I've tried that one before. I don't have the bottle. I've had a sample of it, and it has a coconut facet that just bloomed on my skin. I love coconut. I like the smell of it on other people. On me, I can't find one that just really works. And that one was kind of a dud for me.
It has coconut, but I think about that coconut as a part of wood somehow. It has also a honey note. It gives that little bit of fermented note that I do not usually like. Some licorice. When I smell it, I think about black licorice. It's a very difficult note for me. But again, it's not my fragrance, it's my kids' fragrance.
Oh, it's quite sophisticated.
They steal everything. That's okay. I do not collect fragrances. I just use them. And if I don't use them, I give them away. I also have this vanilla. Oh, it's not even sample set. It's a big bottle, 15 ml. A set to play with. This is Vanille du Monde, French perfume house. We usually meet these guys in Florence. This vanilla, it's 5 fragrances, and I guess you can also find them on maybe even on Amazon, on Lucky Scent for sure. It's different kinds of vanilla, a little bit floral. I found even Amarige, Givenchy vibe in one of them. They all have something interesting. You have to really love vanilla to buy and choose and wear. Since I'm not that kind of a person, so just like with Sylvain Delacour, I can't decide. So I have it, sometimes spray it, but spray to smell, not to wear.
But it's not something that you reach for like the Chloe.
Maybe if I get Chloe vanilla in 5 different bottles with 5 different facets, I would do the same, like I would be lost.
It's almost like overwhelming choices.
That's the beauty of launching only one perfume.
But then they launch one and they come out with their endless flankers.
I don't think that they will go with Flankers Chloe collection. It's actually one of collection that I really appreciate. I'm usually annoyed with this luxurious designer niche kind of collections because it's obvious that they are made to attract different audience, like niche audience, and it's created normally for money. I mean, all perfume lines created for money, but it's just a little bit too commercial for me, the intention. And they go with a already set of fragrances. The subjects are boring, like, okay, some fabrics or ingredients, and it's never about emotion. Our Eddie wrote an article recently about Estee Lauder collection that they just rolled out. The names are terrible. I absolutely agree with him. He said that they are good. So I'm intrigued. When fragrances are good, you're good with names as well. So whatever, just accept it.
All I can smell right now is the Shock Tea. And like it's sitting here on the table. And when I was a child, we had these little candies called Red Hots. Are you familiar with Red Hots? They're like these little button size things, like the size of my fingernail, and they're bright red, and they are like a cinnamon punch. There's way more in it going on than cinnamon. And actually, I don't even know if there's cinnamon in the notes, but man, like from afar, it smells like somebody is sitting next to me and chewing on Red Hots. I need to write an article about this brand.
I would like to mention the latest diorama, Vanilla Diorama by Dior. We have an article about it, and it's a very peculiar vanilla. It's gourmand. It has a sour, sweet, juicy start because it has orange and some pepper, pink pepper, but don't be afraid, so it's not peppery. It's really vanilla with a chocolate, with bitter chocolate, with cacao. It has a very beautiful, very smooth and thick vanilla with tobacco nuances with some woody nuances and with a lot of smoke incense. It's not my kind of fragrance, maybe because I'm biased about Dior.
Is it sweet though?
No, I mean, it's sweet, but it's interesting. It's sweet like a sweet liqueur. It has that alcohol in it, but it's not obvious. It's not too much. But I smell constantly after that Baccarat. I smell that fruity amber everywhere. Maybe it's my thing, but I just smell too much amber. Very interesting, very refined, and so not simple, not banal at all, but it's still amber. I'm just a little tired of ambery stuff. And they already introduced one tobacco fragrance. They are kind of brothers, these two fragrances, tobacco or Dior, so like two brothers. They are different. But I see that exploitation of the same material or the same family, something like that. I see a big following. This is a good fragrance, very interesting, and many of our team members love it.
Were you able to get your nose on the new Guerlain, the Shalimar Millissime Vanilla Planifolia?
Not yet.
No,
but
you
it
won't.
Sounds, I don't like Shalimar.
I don't either, but this one... From what I read about it, it's Shalimar with that pukey kind of leather stuff. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but I don't like that facet of Shalimar. I like the vanilla, and apparently that's what they amped up, and it's already sold out. From what I hear, it's not even available on the Guerlain website anymore. It's gone.
eBay.
Well, yeah, I don't want to pay $500 a bottle for it, though.
No, I mean samples. Sometimes you can find, okay, I'm intrigued.
I don't have Shalimar, but this is one of the 2017 souffle versions, and it's kind of like a vanilla lemon cheesecake kind of deal, and I just like the bottles. I'm a little bit of a collector.
I like the only one version of Shalimar, and Sergey wrote about it. It's also souffle, and it has some lemon in it.
Is it this one? Because every year they come out with a different souffle bottle.
But you said that it's from 2017, right?
Yeah, it's Soufflé de Parfum. And this is the one with the peacock on it. But every year they bring it back in a different bottle.
And it has a very interesting cup. To spray, you have to twist it. It's not produced anymore, but you can find it on eBay. And it smells like souffle. Lemon souffle, and that's the only Shalimar I can tolerate.
It's a good one.
I like Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Guerlain. This is like really boozy vanilla.
Kind of smoky, right?
Chic. It smells expensive if you like that fermented boozy vanilla, because it's really boozy.
I'm on the fence about it, but I will say that when we were in Milan in 2019, I smelled it on Sophie. I asked her, what are you wearing? It smells amazing. She had this trail behind her, and she's told me, of course, in her adorable French accent, and I said, I made a mental note, I need to go try that, and I did, and it smells disastrous on me.
The Spiritueuse Double Vanille?
Yeah, it doesn't smell good on my skin. It like radiates some kind of, maybe it is the fermented note. Like it just
You should smell it not from yourself. From yourself, this powerful, peculiar fragrances, you should smell from afar, from somebody.
Yeah, but if I'm not getting pleasure from it,
I see. Yeah, that's
close, then I don't really want to wear it.
Of course, yeah. Talking about vanilla, we should mention Sud Pacifique. They have all kinds of vanilla, several favorites of mine, but I have Amour de Cacao for now, and this is my cozy fragrance to relax.
That brand is a budget brand, correct? I've never tried any of their stuff.
They actually maybe were among first niche fragrances that started this tropical, faraway subject, and they named like Sud Pacifique, Comptoir Sud Pacifique. I haven't bought them for a while. I know that they rebranded. They have new bottles, they have new subjects, new collections, and I would say that it's a like regular niche. They have really tons of vanilla fragrances of all kinds.
They smell natural.
Depends what you think is natural. Because when you smell banana and vanilla together or apricot, you can instantly imagine banana and vanilla, but maybe it would smell for you like chewing gum. These peculiar fragrances, they are really different. So it depends on what you imagine by natural.
I asked you about if that was a budget because I picked out a couple of, I always like to provide the readers and viewers with stuff that is a little more inexpensive because I live on a smaller budget. So, and it's frustrating when everything that I'm presented with is either discontinued or really expensive niche. So I chose this one. It's the Outremer. I think this retails in the US for like $16. And it's very cheap. This is the vanilla. If you are looking for something that is sweet, it's borderline caramel. It is. It's borderline caramel. And man, it is sweet, pure vanilla. It doesn't read as super synthetic, but I mean, at $16, I'm not sure how real it could be, but it smells really good. It's addictive. It's just one of those ones that you just want to hose your body down with and you want to smell it all day long. It's great. And for $16, you can't even pass that up. I feel like that's just a great deal. And then the other one that I have is Nema International Vanilla Musk. It's a pour bottle. It's an oil, actually. Mm-hmm. It's cozy. I dab it behind my ears and
is it powdery or animalic?
A little bit, but it's not lipstick powdery. It's not baby powdery. It's not too powdery. It's just like the perfect combination of vanilla and musk. And I bought this at Ulta for I think $18. And it's an oil and it a little bit goes a long way. And people come in close to you into your space and they're like, oh, you smell so good. You smell like a cozy hug. And it really is that kind of scent. I like it. I just have one more vanilla that I want to talk about. And this is because we've talked a lot about kind of fall vanillas. And I wanted to give something. I know like part of our world is going into spring and summer. And this is Kaboom by Tio Cabanel.
That's a good brand.
It would be a great vanilla for readers going into summer. It's definitely vanilla, but it's like a floral. But there's something fresh about it too. It is sweet. Not too powdery. It's sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. But I think that would be a great choice. It's just I like solar things, and it's kind of got a saltiness, like a skin at the beach kind of smell, but without the seaweed component, that doesn't smell good.
Solar. It's such a difficult note to describe.
But it's also got like a fuzzy peach skin almost, like when you're peeling a fresh peach that's not too ripe, it's more on the green side, but that's a weird descriptor too. I don't know. I think it would be great for a great vanilla for summer people.
They create a complex, beautiful, interesting scent. So I can imagine a complex perfume that you described.
It's fresh, though. It's got like an airy quality.
We are like scratched the surface of vanilla fragrances.
You can see, I don't even think I talked about half the ones I have sitting here. I love vanilla, and I would love it if viewers would comment on other amazing vanillas to try, because hands down my favorite note. I love it.
It's also like you are picky, I guess. When you love something and you can compare.
I just like everything. I'm just so curious.
That's a good approach. I like vanilla too. I like interesting vanillas, and I would like to know more about some really good vanillas out there. I wish everyone a cozy evening, day, and morning. So we will see each other, I guess, very soon. And we have some cinnamon to discuss. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.